Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a few weeks since our last update and video, so we've been home and things have kind of gotten back to normal. So not a lot of interesting things to show you guys and talk about. But we took the weekend as my coaching season is starting to wind down and it's about to end this week, and we took the boys to see a couple movies that they've been wanting to see this weekend. So I thought we'd have them on, tell you guys what they thought of these movies without spoiling them for you guys. And then they're probably going to go back to playing their games, and I'll talk to y'all about some other things that have been going on and what we've got coming up. So I guess we'll start. Friday night, we went and saw the movie The Bad Guys, which just came out. And for those of y'all that haven't seen the previews for this, it's based off of a series of books
that I have read.
And Ty had not read. So Ty didn't really know, what the movie was about. Chad had a lot of ideas. And what did y'all think about it?
It was just phenomenal. It was action-packed. Since all of the car chases in the movie, it just reminded me of Fast and the Furious.
Ty, what did you think of Bad Guys?
I mean, I agree with Chad, man.
And then yesterday, even though it's been out a couple weeks, we went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because the boys really enjoyed the first Sonic. When it came out, I think that we were still in the pandemic, because I remember we didn't watch Sonic at the theater. We saw it here at home. But what did y'all think of Sonic?
Sonic,
super good.
Super good. It can teach you a few life lessons, and I don't know how to explain it, though. It's just such a good movie.
Silly Chad.
Ty, what did you think?
I mean, I think it was just awesome. I mean, I say it beats every movie, but except Uncharted.
Yeah, you really liked Uncharted. We saw that about a month ago or so. Well, all right, there you have it from the boys as far as what they thought about the movie. From the parent perspective, Jess and I both really enjoyed both of those. We really liked Bad Guys. We really liked Sonic 2. Both are really, really good movies for the family as a whole. And as a parent, even if you don't really know much about either one of them, there's still a lot in there for you to enjoy. We both agreed that we liked Sonic better. Sonic was a little funnier than the Bad Guys, at least to us. But some legitimate, some laugh out loud moments that weren't like dirty humor, things like that. So good family movies to go out and see. And glad we could watch both of those. There's a lot out right now that the boys want to see. Chad wants to see Secrets of Dumbledore. I don't know if we'll probably see that in the theaters, because Ty really doesn't have an interest. So we probably won't be going back to the theater until Doctor Strange comes out. Very, very, very excited to see Doctor Strange. But we absolutely love going to the movie theater. It's just a whole big experience. The boys love it. Love to, get popcorn and have candy and ices, and just the whole experience is a great way to unwind and de-stress. And that's one of the big things we do around here when we have the time to. In addition to those movies, there's something else that I wanted to talk about on TV that's been going around that we've been watching here, and that's Moon Knight, on Disney Plus. For those of y'all that haven't been watching Moon Knight, when the first episode came out, I really enjoyed the premise. Moon Knight is a character. I never read the comics of Moon Knight. I only got introduced to the Moon Knight character through the Marvel Superheroes game on the Switch, the newest Ultimate Alliance game. That's the name of it that I'm thinking of, that came out a couple years ago. That's a game that we've played, all four of us as a family, multiple times through it. One that we really, really enjoy, because it's not a lot or too difficult to get with the controls, so it's easy for Jess to play, because of the four of us, she's the one with the most difficulty when it comes to playing games. But as long as she can be a big basher like Hulk or Groot, then she's good to go. But anyway, that's how we kind of got introduced to Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight is actually, because of the game, one of Ty's favorite superheroes. But obviously, for those of y'all that have seen the show, it would go way over Ty's head and be very, very difficult for him to understand. But when it premiered, I was curious how it would be, because I know the backstory of Moon Knight and his mental disorder. And I was very impressed. I talked with my psychology classes about it the next day and told them, if they wanted to see a great example of what DID, dissociative identity disorder, looked like in someone, to give Moon Knight a shot, at least for the first episode. It did a great job. A lot of folks that I've talked to that aren't familiar with the show, that aren't really familiar with the disorder, have labeled him, or what they think he has, as schizophrenia, which isn't the correct diagnosis by any means. Dissociative identity disorder is what we normally, just within our pop culture we refer to it as multiple personalities. That's what it is. The formal name, of course, being DID. And this is probably one of the best examples of this that I've seen. A couple others in the past that have done a good job with it are Split, that movie within the Unbreakable universe. If you haven't seen that does a good job of showcasing DID. And there's another movie that, for whatever reason, I'm blanking on the name of it. And of course, the second I'm done filming this, I'll remember it. But I remember it takes place at a hotel, although it's all really in a guy's mind. And maybe if you guys remember the name of it, you'll hit it in the comments. But that was the first movie I remember ever seeing that really had the twist ending of showcasing it was DID. And oh man, was that fantastic. And of course, I can't for the life of me think of what the name of that movie was. So again, if you can help me out, hit it up in the comments, because that was my first example of it. But for those of you that are caught up on Moon Knight and the most recent episode of that, I am loving the direction where I think this show is going, as far as really exploring his DID even more. I think that the direction that we're headed with the most recent twist, and again, this is speculation, I know nothing, but my belief is he's going to have to come to terms with all of his identities and figuring out how all of them can cooperate together. And it's almost therapeutic in a way to see that he's having to deal with this on his own. But that's the rationale that I'm coming to as far as where I see this going. And I think it only has 2 episodes left, but that's where I think we're going over the next 2 episodes, is watching Stephen and Mark, the 2 main identities, come to terms with each other, which they're starting to do, but really be kind of one and asynchronous as far as all of their realities are concerned, because as we know, they're not the only 2. But that's something that we've been watching pretty heavily. Another one, if y'all haven't given it a shot or watched it yet, another escape for me and Jess that we love and can't wait for, is Ghosts. Ghosts is probably the best new show on TV, and it just ended its run on CBS. They just had the finale, but man, I don't think I've seen a show where I laugh as much in a given 30 minutes as that one in quite some time. They've done a fantastic job with that. So if you have the ability to watch Ghost, whether it be on the CBS app, or if you've got AT&T DirecTV streaming capabilities, I know that you can go back and watch any show pretty much on demand, which is fantastic. You just have to sit through the commercials for it. But highly, highly, highly recommend Ghosts. But aside from the TV and movie stuff, just wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on. First and foremost, if y'all have any ideas for stuff that you'd like to see the Coker family do over the next couple weeks while we are here at home, or places you'd like to see us film or take you to, and give you our thoughts and reviews and stuff like that on, just leave it in the comments. Let us know. We're looking for ways to entertain you guys that are subscribers. And we want to keep coming back. And with that, we are well over 100 subscribers now. Couldn't be more thrilled for that. And reached a first huge milestone earlier this week. One of our Star Cruiser videos has gone over 1,000 views. I absolutely cannot believe it. Just floored that there's that much interest in the Star Cruiser that it would send something as small as our little old channel over 1,000 views in a video. And I think some of the other Star Cruiser ones that we put out are getting relatively close to that. But just to hit that 1K mark, not like I get anything for it, not even a special little badge or anything like that on YouTube. But it was really, really awesome to see that, to see the reach. And hopefully folks will keep coming back as we do, more interesting videos. I know that videos like this, where it's just kind of a talking head segment, isn't going to do a whole lot of views. But I didn't want to leave you guys without something new for too long. So really excited about our subscriber count and that video number. And then what do we have ahead? What's to come? What has happened in the last 2 weeks? Probably the biggest thing that has happened, and I don't know if you saw it while Chad was in here or not, but we've talked to you guys in some past videos about all the issues that Chad's had. Chad got his hearing aids, and we've been dealing with that really since we got back from the Star Cruiser. He got them the Monday we got back, and so it's been almost 2 weeks. I think tomorrow will be a full 2 weeks. And it's opened a whole new world for him. It's made things a lot easier for him, and the volume level of everything in our house has gone down. So it's been great. He's adjusting really, really well to those. So one problem or one box checked. That's been fantastic to see. Another thing that as we get closer and closer to the end of our school year, we're going to be in May this time next week, and it tends to be the busiest month of the year, regardless of where you are in public school, elementary, middle, and high. May is always chaotic. At high school, we're going to be AP testing and end of course testing, and then of course finals, and all the while you have all the end of year award ceremonies and chorus concerts and band concerts and plays. Not to mention all the senior festivities that are going to be going on. So still going to be very, very busy. So my coaching season couldn't come to an end at a better time because I'm going to be taking part in quite a lot of these. We've got a big event coming up at the high school Friday night that our student government, which I'm a co-sponsor of, is putting on. So we're hoping for a huge turnout there for what should be a great kind of end of the year event. Hopefully have a huge turnout for that, and might fill some of that. We'll see how things go. Chad has started chorus, and so he has a choral performance in a couple weeks that we'll go to. The boys are also taking golf lessons once a week, and so they are thoroughly enjoying that. Their grandfather, or really my grandfather, their great-grandfather, has introduced them both to the game of golf. And Chad especially is really taken to it, so they're really enjoying these once-a-week golf lessons. They wish that it was more, so that's been a fun little ride I think they've had 2 lessons, and they've got either 3 or 4 more. So that'll be fun. And then swim season for summer swim is right around the corner. And I don't coach during the summer, mainly so I can be with the boys a little more, but they will be participating, so we'll be starting that up in a few short weeks. We'll have that along with the end of the school year going on. And just personally, a couple things. For those of you that follow us on other forms of social media, you probably saw this, but I was very humbled and honored to be recognized by our region as this year's most positive boys coach by the Positive Athlete Georgia Corporation. And this is actually the second time that I've been recognized with this distinction. Back in 2017, I was recognized as the most positive girls coach. And so now I've got the boys and the girls side, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Not that I need recognition or awards or things like that. I definitely don't do it for that reason. But again, it's something that just lets me know I'm doing something right, and I'm having the impact on these kids and their lives that I got into this business for. So not just in the classroom, but in our sporting ventures as well. So very, very thrilled to represent my school, my district, and our area with this honor. And in addition to that, like I said, we've got so many senior activities coming up. And one of the many senior events that I've started to help put on over the last couple of years is the Baccalaureate Ceremony that takes place the final week of school before the seniors graduate. And this group of seniors have asked me if I will not just, put it on like I normally do, but they've asked me to be the speaker. So I'll be giving the keynote speech at Baccalaureate this year, and I couldn't be more honored and thrilled to speak one more time the Word of God and His message into this group of seniors before they leave and graduate. And just so thrilled to be able to do that. So we have a lot of big events coming up in the next couple weeks. And then in early June, right after we get out for school, I'll be taking you guys on a different kind of trip. So I'm hoping that y'all will join me for that. But in addition to all these Universal Disney trips that we've been doing, something else that I've been responsible for since about 2013 is every couple of years, myself and some colleagues, we take students overseas for international travel to get up close and personal with a lot of stuff we learn in our classroom. So in early June, I hope you'll join me, but I'll be filming overseas as we go to Madrid, and we'll spend a few days in Spain, in Madrid and Barcelona, and then we'll be in southern France for a few days along the French Riviera, and then we'll finish up in Italy, and we'll go to Assisi and Florence and Rome before we come back. So I hope to show you guys that. I'll probably bring my GoPro with me, but I hope to film with my camera as much as I can, since I unfortunately with the GoPro I bought, it's not name brand. Y'all have heard the microphone quality is very, very poor, and there's no external microphone that the company sells that would go with the brand of camera I have. So I'd like to film as much as possible on my actual camera, because I don't believe I'll spend the money to get kind of a replacement GoPro, but we'll see. I'll continue messing with that kind of stuff going forward, because when we do take our next theme park trip, which will be in July, I'll be putting some more footage on that, especially when we go to like a water park. That'll be my main primary method of filming. So want to bring all of that to you guys. Thank y'all so very much. I really want to make sure I take the time to say that on behalf of all of us for tuning in and giving us your time. It means the world that you care and you want to see what it's all about. And again, if you have an idea for something you'd like us to cover, for something you want me to talk about or want us to film, hit it up in the comments. We'd love to entertain you guys, the boys especially, more so than anything else. They absolutely love doing this. If you want to see them do some playthroughs of some games and give some commentary, let me know that. I'll be happy to hook them up. They love that, that's for sure. They'd probably watch themselves a million times. But again, just hit us up in the comments with any questions or things that you might like to see on the channel going forward, because we're here to entertain. That's what we want to do. That's what brings us joy. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully it won't be 2 weeks before you hear from us again. But like I said, if you got anything, let us know. It's been a fantastic couple weeks, an absolutely great weekend. And again, we're rolling hopefully into the good weather. Things will settle down and not be so crazy and topsy-turvy. But for now, we are off. What's your why?